Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with all your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. We're starting off this week with some news from Hadean Press, who have just released the 25th anniversary edition of Goetic Evocation by Steve Savedo. Steve Savedo has been a very, very well-loved author of the past couple of decades, and I discovered Steve Savedo actually through his translation of the Sefer Raziel Hemelach, better known actually under the name Sefer Raziel HaMelech, and that's actually the title under which I'd been searching for this origin of so many grimoires for a long time, and then I found out that actually this is the best translation that exists out there, and so I finally got my hands on it. If you search for the Sefer Raziel, then you'll most likely find Dr. Skinner's translation of that 16th century English grimoire, which is completely unrelated to this. But yeah, so just to say that this is my way of knowing Steve Savedo, and I'm very, very grateful for his very, very good work on this particular book. So to see that this classic of Goetic grimoires is getting a new edition, and it looks like a really beautiful new edition as well. By the way, I've seen on Facebook that some people in the UK have already started receiving their books. It was only released like yesterday or the day before. So that's very, very exciting. Very, very beautiful, as we can see, and as is often the case with Hadean Press, and very affordable, as once again it seems to be very often the case with Hadean Press. There's a complete review by Dr. Stephen Skinner. That's quite a name to have attached, which you can read, of course. I'll leave the links down below in the description, as with every single page that I visit here. I'll leave links down below as usual, so you can discover all of that in your own time. Moving on to news from Aeon Sophia Press. Now, I don't own any books from Aeon Sophia Press. I am told that they do some very careful, good work. They have a new edition of The Order of the Skeleton Key by Jeremy Krisner on its way. This is just a mock-up. It's not supposed to represent what the final book is going to look like, but it's nice to have an idea of the direction in which they're thinking. It seems like quite an interesting topic. I'll let you have a read of all of that, of course, and I'll leave a link to the store, to the web store, where you can actually pick up the copies of this if you're interested. It seems I'm cautiously curious. Let's put it that way. Aeon Sophia Press are quite well known for their, I'm going to say exclusively left-hand path oriented books, and yeah, this might be up your street. It's a reprint, so as I was saying, or a re-edition, new edition. There's going to be some new texts in there, some new a whole new part, if I understand correctly, this ritus part, which is going to be a previously unpublished tract containing a self-initiation ritual, a rite for fortification and protection, and meditations for mindfulness, mindlessness, and reunification with the pleroma. So, yeah, a Luciferian Gnostic take. There we go. Yeah, I'm sure that'll appeal to many viewers. All right, moving on to the Gallery of Magick. Now, I noted a couple of months ago that the Gallery of Magick had opened up a Patreon, and that for, I think it's $17 a month, you can access their empowerment sigil, which is intended to enhance the magical powers of anyone who is involved with that particular sigil for that particular month. Now, every month so far, they've also released, so whatever magic that you do is supposed to be empowered by this sigil, which is a nice idea. But every single month so far, they've also released something additional. So in January, or was it in December, they released a sigil for empowering specifically money magic. So if you were doing any kind of money magic specifically, then that would get particularly empowered. And if you were not doing any money magic specifically, then money would just be coming towards you naturally, that kind of thing, right? Well, this month they have launched, in fact, an entire book. So anyone who is a member on their Patreon gets access to this. Essentially, it's the 72 Angels of Magic, except that with the 72 Angels of Magic, which is one of their most popular book, you have to work with each angel for 11 days for the communication to happen properly and for the effects to get a chance to actually happen, for the just for the communication to establish itself. And with this new format, they are suggesting that a single empowerment of these new sigils for each angel, which just takes literally just a couple of minutes to empower each one. You can empower one new one every day, so you kind of have to be a member for 3 months in order to do all of this. None of this works if you're not a member. None of this works if you're not in contact with that initial empowerment sigil. But it's a really nice idea. I really like the way it works. And then once the sigil is empowered, you no longer have to be a member to be able to establish a contact with that angel immediately in literally a matter of seconds. No 11-day ritual, but a single under a minute, really, to perform the whole ritual with the sigils that you have empowered. So if there are only, say, 6 of the angels or 12 of the angels that you are particularly interested in, you could technically just become a member for 1 month and empower those 12 angels, and then you would have access to those angels just on demand for the rest of eternity, right? Essentially, I think that's a really nice a nice concept. I think the way that they've done it is really nice, and so far has been quite effective from my own personal experience. I really like what they've done there. There's a little description of the whole thing on their blog, which of course I'll link down below. And then if there are links to their Patreon through the blog, I think it's at the end, right? If you're ready, click here to join now, and so that'll take you to their actual Patreon site. There we are. Yeah, quite nice. News from Anathema Publishing. Well, apart from, of course, Aurora, which I reviewed just last week, and the Hanged God Collector's Edition in hardcover, which is getting its pre-order coming up soon. Of course, I'll let you know more about that when it's actually available to pre-order. What I was particularly interested in this week is the fact that all of these pieces of jewelry I think it's ZKA jewelry, which is all on sale. Everything has got 15% off. I really like this jewelry. It seems very I don't know, just so beautiful. This witch's flame is just gorgeous. Really lovely work. Very careful, very precise, very intricate, very delicate work, and the power that they exude is very clear. Some of it is very expensive, and so if you were looking at any of these with actual emeralds encrusted in the forehead of the skull there and so on, then now might be the time to go and check that out. And of course, they've got the new Fiddler's Green in as well as a few second-hand books, which might interest some of you. I saw the Equinox Volume 3 there, which the Blue Equinox, of course, which might interest some of you. And this is the copy of the Dante's Divine Comedy that I have. I think I've shown it at the very, very beginning of my channel existing. I showed you my copy, and this is the very copy, and it's been out of print for a very long time now. It's a very beautiful, nice, big format book there, and to see it available here for just $30 seems like a bargain, and so on. So yeah, go and check that out. Next news from Atramentus Press. It seems that the Book of the Black Dragon is getting a late April release, so we're getting a little bit more precision, so it's not just April but late April. And this is the main news, of course. Each of these images, which are taken from the Book of the Black Dragon Volume 2, which is upcoming, is going to be available to purchase as a large limited edition. I think they're doing 13 copies of each of these 7 images by Carolyn Hamilton Giles. Really, really beautiful work. And if you've got maybe some of her icons packs that were sold at the same time as the Book of the Black Dragons Volumes 1 and Codex Altheban Malik, you'll know just how beautiful these copies are. And so these are supposed to be quite large. All the details, of course, in the description over here. So A3 print. Okay, so A3 is something. Something like that. It's two A4 pages, one on top of the other. All right, so that's quite nice. Next, we've got a restock of the Odyssey by the Folio Society. Now, this is the translation by Robert Fagles, and it's probably the most beautiful, affordable edition of the Iliad and the Odyssey. The Iliad has not been out of print. The Iliad is still available, and if we scroll down, we will not see it. That's kind of surprising. No, it's not working for me. Sorry about that. But anyway, yes, very easy to find the Iliad through the Folio Society. So if you wanted both in that Folio Society edition, it's now possible once again. That Odyssey has just been out of print for quite a long time. It's nice to see it back in print. There we are. A nice tarot, or rather oracle deck that I spotted there, called Under the Bed Tarot, and it's kind of, it's quite cute, isn't it? It's I rather like this. I like the style. It seems playful. It seems there's a childlike joy to the art. I really like that. It seems that it's already funded, so there's no risk of it not funding. You can go ahead and order that. The cost of it seems more than reasonable. $13 there for the stickers, $25 for the actual for the tarot card art print, and for the deck is $45. There we are. Okay, you can all kinds of different ways you can purchase this. I thought the art was really cute, really nice. The style might appeal to some of you. My Etsy store of the week is the McCall company. Oh my goodness, I was going through Instagram, and it turns out that many of the people whom I follow McCall Company, and it's so beautiful, the work that they do. So these are mostly just blank journals, right? But if you were interested in in writing your own grimoire, I can't think of a more beautiful way to do it. Looking at their work on Instagram, and honestly, I mean, check out their Instagram page. It is mind-blowingly beautiful. But the way they do their tooling on just in unexpected places, like on the inside of the cover and on the edge, on the top edge of the cover, and things like this. It's the kind of quality that you rarely see, and the kind of designs that they've got as well. They're really nice. really nice. And there's a variety of prices. You know, you've seen some pretty expensive ones right there for an entire set, but this is one that they released just today or yesterday. I think it's like this miniature fine binding, and of course it's all real leather, and here's a little video showing off this tiny little journal. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go into every single one of them. They're really beautiful, and I recommend having a look at them at least. I mean, it's just nice to see some beautiful work, isn't it? It's just a pleasure to see something done this well. Greg Kaminsky has a group. You can subscribe. The price of admission is surprisingly low, and there are various events happening, and it seems that at the moment they are doing a reading, like a book club about tarot, and it seems quite interesting. Meditation on the Tarot Study Circle. There we are. So if you're interested in joining a group of clearly very well-versed people, Greg Kaminsky, for those of you who don't know, for the few of you who don't know, is the presenter of Occult of Personality, the podcast, and he's also the writer of Celestial Intelligences and Proanos, sorry. Very well-respected occultist with a lot of experience in many different strands of in many different traditions, many different strands of forms of magic, but also approaches to divinity and different practices, Buddhist and Western and so on and so forth. Very knowledgeable guy, and yeah, this is quite exciting. I'm sure that many of you will probably be quite interested in what there is to offer over here. You can have a read in the about page there, and even contact Greg directly if you're not quite sure if this is for you or not, and I'm sure he'll let you know a little bit more about what's involved. So that's quite exciting. And then finally, now I normally have a board game for you at the end here. This isn't a board game. This is this board game paraphernalia. Pirate Sam board game Dice Tower, and it looks so much fun. So this is basically a plastic skull, right? But it looks so cool. I'm not sure about the green felt at the bottom here, but that's easily replaced, right? I love the hat, the whole look. I think it looks fantastic. And there was a little animation. If I scroll down a little bit, we should be able to see the dice actually being rolled out of the skull's mouth. You put the dice in through the back, and out they come. The from the front. No, we're not going to see that. But anyway, you just have to trust me on this. It looks really cool. I don't know if maybe will I get a content strike? It's likely, but oh, that's very loud. Sorry, I put that down a little bit. In fact, I'll turn the volume all the way off. And are we going to see the dice coming out the mouth? Yeah, there we go. No, we didn't. Yeah, kind of. Oh, you get the idea. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. It's quite nice. Of course, the hat comes off, and you can give it any kind of headwear you wish. There we are. That's the news for this week. I hope you found at least something to draw your attention. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. If you're interested in memberships, just click on the join button below. I know that some people using iOS devices have been struggling finding the join button. In fact, it's just not there. So you can just check out one of my videos, including this one, on Chrome on any device, including an iOS device. So if you just go to the Chrome browser and visit YouTube that way, you can find the join button there, and just find out a little bit more about what we do in the memberships and so on and so forth, including of course the Discord members chat, and yeah, apart from that, I'll just remind you about the thumbs up button if you did enjoy the video, and the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. And I will wish you a fantastic week and see you very soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.